Shut up, turn around, vampire.
Okay, SpongeBob.
Yeah, we're running it. Roselle, take your hood off.
No, it's not easy. Oh my god. Are you ready?
It's cool. I'm not the one that's gonna have homework, so.
Alright, come on.
Okay.
You ready?
Geometric mean. What you do is you take this expression, you cross multiply. So x times x is x squared. A times b is ab. And then take the square root of both sides. So you get x equals square root of ab. Okay, so examples, find the geometric mean of 12 and 3. This is what this setup would look like. 12 over x equals x over 3. And then use cross multiplication to solve. That's it. So the next one, same process. What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The next one, same setup, 8 over x equals x over 4. Yesterday we learned how to simplify. However, for this lesson, just because there's so much going on, I'm not going to have you simplify square root of 32. We're just going to use the calculator. So we'll do 32 square root and just get a decimal and round to the nearest tenths place. So 5.7 would be the answer here. Okay, so we'll continue practicing the same process for the next 4. So again, just 4 over x equals x over 4. X squared equals 16. And I get x equals 4. Next one, 6 over x equals x over 9. In the calculator, to do square root, again, you just type in the number and then hit square root, and it'll give it the answer to you.
This is easy.
Good. Are you alright, Rizzo? He's still awake. That's a good thing. Can you put your head down so you don't fall asleep?
She asked you to put your head down.
Thank you, Eliana. Okay, so where does this come into play? Why are we learning this? It has to do with similar triangles, but specifically a right triangle. So I'm going to draw a right triangle here. Yes, I know I drew it in kind of a weird orientation, but draw it that way. There's a right triangle. If you draw an altitude here, the height, you actually get 3 similar triangles. So we have the larger triangle right here. It's a right triangle. Then we also have a triangle right here, which is a right triangle, which is similar to the larger one. And then there's also one right here. So in a right triangle, if you draw the altitude, you have 3 similar triangles. The altitude to the hypotenuse of a right triangle forms 2 triangles. That are similar to each other and to the original triangle. And then we go into the next page. Next. Yes. We'll get to it. It kind of builds from here. Okay, so it says write a similarity statement comparing the triangles. So here it shows right triangles with that altitude, and it wants us to identify the similar triangles. When we name the triangles, we have to make sure that we're naming it in the same order each time. And as long as we're consistent, it's correct. So okay, so when I name these triangles, I'm going to do short to medium side here. So VZW. And then this triangle here, I'll do short to medium side, so WZU. And then the outer triangle, again, short side to medium, so VWU. And then for the next one, same thing, short to medium. So the first triangle I'm naming is LMJ. Then JMK, short to medium side again, JMK. And then the outer triangle, LJK.
Why do you do short side first?
It, as long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter which side. That's what I stuck with. Okay, and the next theorem. The length of the altitude to the hypotenuse of a right triangle is the geometric mean of the lengths of the two pieces of the hypotenuse. And I'll show you what this means. Okay, so here we have our similar triangles. We're specifically going to be focusing on this altitude.
What is that one say?
Geometric mean and hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse. Oh.
Okay, so when I set this up, here I have short to medium, so x over h equals, and then short to medium over here, so h over y. So I did x to h and then h to y. And let's try this into problems. So just like before, there's our altitude. We're going to do 12 to 18 equals 18 over y. 12 over 18 equals 18 over y.
Is that hard enough to do, or do you have to solve it?
You have to solve it. But also short side to medium side and short to medium. That's important too. Okay, so then just cross multiply. 12y equals 324, divide by 12, and y equals 27. Okay, next one, same thing. We're going to do 2 over x equals x over 8. And then the last one, 1 over x equals x over 3. is square root of both sides. X equals square root of 3.
You're not gonna square the 3 or no?
It's up
Didn't you
to,
put 1.5?
so 3 square root. You get x equals 1.73. For the homework problems, it's either in like square root format or the decimal, so just depending on what's there. Okay, last page. Next one. Okay, so filling in the blanks, geometric mean legs theorem. The length of a leg of a right triangle is the geometric mean of the length of the hypotenuse and the segment of the hypotenuse adjacent to the leg. What does that mean, right? Okay, so for this one, you're focusing on just the leg of the larger triangle. So this shorter side to the hypotenuse, so A over C, is similar to, so once I have this highlighted, the shorter side to the hypotenuse, so it'll be X over A. Then here, now I'm focusing on this leg. And just like with the one before, I'm doing that leg to the hypotenuse, so B over C is equal to, and then whichever one this triangle over here, I'm doing the medium side to the hypotenuse, so Y over B. So I did the medium side to the hypotenuse, and then medium to the hypotenuse. And yes, we're gonna practice this. Nope. We have the examples now. Now we have to actually do the math with it. Okay, so the first example, I do need the length of this hypotenuse, so I can add 6 plus 16 to get 22. The leg of the larger triangle is B, so the medium side to the hypotenuse, so B over 22 equals, and then I'm just going to focus on this triangle here, medium side to the hypotenuse, so 16 over B. So B squared equals 352. Square root of 352 is 18.8. Okay, for the next one, again, focusing on the leg of the larger right triangle. This leg, the shortest side to the hypotenuse, is going to be 27 over Z. So short side to the hypotenuse, and then for this triangle, short side to the hypotenuse, 16 over 27. Okay, for C, it says the entire length is 8, this is 2, this is 6 right here, so just fill that in. And then focusing on this leg. So it's the medium side to the hypotenuse, X over 8. And then focusing on just that triangle, 6 over X, medium side to the hypotenuse. Okay, so now we're going to combine all this together into one problem. There are some like this on the homework. All of your questions won't be like this. So let's see. I would suggest starting with this part right here. Because remember, you can do this here. So 5 over x equals x over 2. X equals square root of 10, which is 3.2. Then from here, just choose one of the legs, maybe y right here. The entire hypotenuse is 7. So I'm doing short side to 7, y over 7 equals, and then just focusing on that triangle, short side to y, 2 over y.
So those would both be the answer?
Yeah, so I'm solving for each variable. Now I'm going to solve for z. So now it's the medium side to the hypotenuse, so z over 7 equals 5 over z. Yeah, we're gonna go through them. There's no way, you just gotta practice this. There's no way you're gonna get it without it. Okay, so first one I'm gonna solve for is the height here. It's gonna be 1 over z equals z over 8. Then we'll do x next. So I'll do short side to the hypotenuse. This entire length is going to be 9. So short side over 9, x over 9 equals 1 over x. Then the last one I'm going to solve for is y. So y is the medium length side, so I'll do medium length over the hypotenuse. And then here, medium over the hypotenuse, 8 over y. And for C, I notice they give me the entire length of the hypotenuse. Then I can figure out that this is 4, so that's helpful. I'm going to start just finding the height of this altitude. 2 over y equals y over 4. Then for x, so short side to the hypotenuse, x over 6. And then in the triangle, short side to the hypotenuse, 2 to x. Then the last one, z. Z over 6, so that's medium side to the hypotenuse, and then 4 over z. That's it. Okay, so that's all. You're going to do the homework. It's 5 problems for each attempt. If you need help, let me know. Maybe I can do some on the board if needed. If you finish the homework, then work on Khan Academy. And yeah, that's it.